everybody. Oh, that's... My camera shot won't work. Let's get a better shot. Hey, everybody. Adam Savage in my cave. And, yes, this is... No, this is the right side. Yeah, I get it. Anyway. A few weeks ago, I was trying to just figure out where to start this story, but here's where I'll start. A few weeks ago, thing two, my son, who is works in restaurant management and is an avid rock climber and loves events, loves setting stuff up, and a friend of his opened a climbing gym recently, and they're throwing a party, and thing two asked me if he could borrow my shop stereo. This is my shop stereo. It is a studio monitor made by Meyer Sound, a local, amazing company. Meyer Sound built all the speaker stacks for the Grateful Dead and a million other bands. From what I understand, Meyer Sound was the company that solved the issue of huge Woodstock events where the speed of sound actually mattered because you had speaker stacks so far apart you'd get echoes if you didn't line them up in time. Meyer Sound figured all that out, and they manufacture everything locally here in Berkeley, California. We worked with them several times on Mythbusters, worked specifically with their PhD Doctor of Acoustics, their acoustician, Roger Schwenke. Roger helped us on several Mythbusters episodes, including the Brown Note and some others, and also specifically on Mythbusters Junior. And it was when we brought them into Mythbusters Junior that they were gracious enough to gift me this monitor system. Meyer's stuff is kind of amazing. I will tell you that the first time we visited their studio, they played something akin to this for us so we could hear their technology. And they were like, close your eyes. And it just sounded like a person was sitting in front of you playing a cello. It was pretty amazing. So I've been delighted to have this as my shop stereo for the last... since I made Mythbusters Junior, which would be 2017, give or take. And when Thing 2 asked me to borrow it, what you might not know is that it's in a cabinet over in the other workspace there. And I was like, yeah, totally. We can just take off the top of that cabinet and pull the parts out. And when I did, I was like, wait a minute. I must have left myself the ability to get the stereo out of this cabinet. I don't build things where I lock them inside and glue them and screw them inside. That is not the kind of maker I am, I said to myself, and then I said that to my son, and I was wrong on all of those accounts. I did, in fact, take this head unit for this and bury it in here and seal it with glue and staples. So I helped him dismantle this rolling stand that was my stereo. And now I no longer have that rolling stand because I had to destroy it in order to save it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to build another stand for this because I need it. And we are also going to add a tape deck and CD player here because I'd like that functionality. Yeah. And, right. So once we had the stereo all apart, I said the Thing 2. I was like, dude, I just cannot believe that I was nearsighted enough whenever that was, 2017, almost 10 years ago, 28 years ago. Math is slow for me today because I had a vaccine shot in my arm, and I'm all achy today because vaccine shots tend to kick my ass a little bit. Okay. So we had finished packing up the stereo, and I said to my son, I can't believe I was nearsighted enough. And my son said, past you will always seem like an idiot to future you with enough time. And I was like, I told you that. And he was like, I remember. And specifically, my son was telling me about we were just talking about how things would change as he grew older. He was about 17. And I was like, he was 18. He was graduating from high school. And I said, hey, I have a thought experiment for you. And he goes, yeah, what? And I said, when you were a freshman in high school, I want you to think back to your head. I said to him, think back. Did you feel like you kind of knew how everything worked? And he was like, oh, yeah. He's like, matriculative to high school, and I loved my high school, and it felt like I was doing good work. And I said, but now you see that freshman you like had no idea how things worked or what was going on. He was like, oh, totally. And I was like, that process will continue for the rest of your life. And he was like, oh. It's a particularly excellent bit of fatherly advice. I don't remember how I came up with it, but I was really pleased. I was watching it land on that young man's face was a sheer delight. But getting him repeating my own fatherly advice back to me, dude, that's a home run. That just feels amazing. Anyway, I wanted to share those stories with you. And now we are going to, I am going to build a stand for this out of some 1/4-inch plywood that I recently got. We're going to put the head unit and the tape deck up on top with a flap that allows me access to them, I think. Yeah. And I'm still going to use my original speaker cover. There's no reason to change this. This thing still is totally excellent. So this will still help dust to stay out of it. Yeah, we don't talk about music a lot here in the cave because you don't hear a lot of it. You hear copyright-free music with the edit that the editors choose, but I can't listen to copyrighted music and have that run on the videos, not unless there's some other whole different legal arrangement. So I just sit here humming silently to myself, and then sometimes during the time lapses, I put on the Milk Carton Kids or Olivia Rodrigo. Who cares? I really do love the tedious work, listening to music and singing along. It's like one of my favorite things. So we took this apart, and then I left town for 2.5 weeks, and now I'm back, and I've only been back for 5 days, and I feel the absence of the ability to play music. So we're gonna get this built forthwith. All right, so in addition to the stereo plus the tape deck, because I want some legacy media, I also have an iPad that controls the lighting for my shop. Yeah, so like it will turn lights out and turn them on again. This is such an awesome system. But I'd like this to also be part of this. And then there's one other thing. I've got an Echo Show, and it's going to be the new Alexa here in the cave for music. So all that has to get built into this, and for the longest time I used a granite block on top of here that I covered, and that allowed me to actually also have a metrology stand somewhere. But I may change that. I may just make this the stereo and worry about that somewhere else. All right, so now I'm just formally thinking through how to fit all this stuff into one thing. Oh, Okay, I have done some preliminary wiring, and I'm going to do something I haven't done in forever, which is I'm going to put a tape cassette in a tape player, and I'm going to hear it. I've been feeling for a while like I need more legacy media in the shop. So here we go. Brand new Daft Punk cassette. Check. There we go. Ho, ho, ho. Beauty. Great. Okay, so Echo Show works. Echo works. Tape cassette works. CD. I think I have a CD in this building somewhere. All right. CD player no work, but I can make it work. I mean, I can either replace this unit, which was like $25, or open it up and fix it. The first one is more likely. So now I need Wait a second. You might have heard me get a little salty on camera for a minute. My old Echo Dot had a stereo mini plug. So when I wanted to connect it up to a stereo, it was one cable. $2 cable. Easy peasy. And then I got the Echo Show. And you can only pair it through Bluetooth. I understand late stage capitalism is about adding expenses, making me buy another thing. But I'm just like, come on, everybody. Come on. What you're giving me is a really unpleasant morning 8 months from now when I come in and the stereo doesn't work and I have to troubleshoot like 3 parts of the system instead of wondering if the cable's plugged in. That's what I'm mad about. It's easy to set up a Bluetooth. Totally fine. But now I have a tower of stuff where there's power going to the Bluetooth, which is going to the speakers, which is going to the Alexa. And if one of those doesn't work or some network goes down, I can't play music if I don't have my Wi-Fi. Actually, I can. Okay. But still, I have to go get one of these dumb things. I'm mad. I'm just a little mad. Come on. Can't we put a stereo jack back in? I know they pulled them out of all the phones. That's already a crime against humanity. Okay. Feeling less salty. But, right. So I'm going to put a power strip on the back since I have more things that I need to power out of there. And that's what's happening next. Oh, it's coming along nicely. Except it still won't play music. But I've gotten mostly past my my anger around late stage capitalism and its proclivity to make me spend more money than I need to for less reliability than I want. But another Bluetooth device shows up tomorrow. Hopefully that's going to make this work and it's going to make it sing. I'm sure in the comments you guys are wondering why Alexa and Siri. And the answer is I keep a running shopping cart for shop supplies on Amazon, and it helps me to have that up here. And I like listening to music here in the cave based on that. And in the rest of my life, Siri runs things. That's how this works. It's not really a plan. It's just sort of how things worked out. The very next thing I want to do also, I included, you can't quite see that. I'll get a close-up of that. I included some extra functionality there. I'm going to hang a T-square off the side of this, but really the next thing I'm going to do is give this table a little bit of a border. That's the next thing, because I want to be able to stage stuff on here and not have it fall off. I'm also going to likely I might put a surface down, but I also might not. Still thinking about it. But first I'm going to take some 1/4-inch birch ply and make a little border so I can put things on there and they won't roll off. Okay. Yeah. I'm really pleased with how this came out, and I'm going to move it over into position. Yeah. We'll see about that business. there you have it. A new staging area for stuff that comes in and gets sorted here before it moves somewhere else. But often things get sorted to here and then they never leave here because I don't know what to do with them. That's possible. But I'm really happy with how this came out. I'll probably hang my Leatherman here. That's probably a reasonable place for it. Yeah, there's some... it gives me a little more room to expand. I've got cable storage. That was the, you saw me just building at the very end there, was cable storage, USB, A to mini, A to micro, A to C, C to lightning, C to etc. If you have any kind of legacy tech, you need all of those and more, and adapters, and also all the sound adapters, XLR to stereo mini, etc., etc., etc. I've got a little bit of everything. So many adapters. But yeah, we're not wrapping this just yet because you got to hear me tell her to play something, and we got to hear it out of there. That's how this wraps up. So I'm picking up a new Bluetooth thing tomorrow, and then we'll wrap this out. Go there. Oh, look at that. Did they give me... Oh, no. Oh, they gave me RCA to stereo mini. That's great. Oh, wait. Here's it. Oh, yeah, that's 5. Oh, okay, good. Good. Let's see here. Settings. There it is. Connect. So let's give this a shot right now. It is the end of the day. And one of my favorite end of the day songs is Stevie Wonder. That's your connected here. Yep, okay. I guess I don't need to reset it. Alexa, will you play Signed, Sealed, and Delivered?
Signed, Sealed, Delivered, I'm Yours, and similar songs on Amazon Music.
Alexa, volume 8. I know you were probably listening to some copyright-free music right there, but that was Stevie Wonder singing Signed, Sealed, and Delivered. One of the greatest artists, one of the greatest songs. Thanks you guys for joining me for this beautiful build. I'm really happy. I also added in, I think I already covered that, but yeah, now I've got a station for the slate. I'm out of breath. Yeah, I think that's everything. Thanks you guys for joining me. I'll see you next time.